I'll check. Great. Okay, welcome guys. I'm acting as the interim chair tonight because Angie couldn't be with us. And I apologize because I'm going to be doing this very naively. But thanks to John Zepko because we didn't really know how to open up the Zoom session and he's kindly joined us yet again to keep things on track. Let's go through the agenda. And Maria, you are taking notes for us and we do have enough people here for a quorum tonight, which is great. So we're calling this to order. Review of the agenda. We'll do the review of the past meeting minutes. Do we have any, Maria, from last time? I don't know that I've seen those.
I didn't see them either.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. And I apologize. These are late. I'm still trying to wade through that very spirited discussion about 108 Willow Creek Road, which then proved to be
okay,
not necessary, but I just have to finish that and I can get them to you.
Don't worry. I'm behind on 2 or 3 sets of minutes from a whole nother group.
Thing.
Yeah, I can totally relate. And then we have our privilege of the floor, and then we go to our project site plan review, looking over the materials that Crown Castle has brought to us. And let's see. So under, we don't have any materials to review. Was there anybody who wanted to change the agenda?
So Rebecca, I think that since you only have 3 members, I think you have to do an action to have Liz Thomas be able to vote on anything. I don't think you have anything up for voting, but you might want to approve her to do that in case something does come up.
All right, great. Thank you for that reminder. Much appreciated. So do we have a motion to approve Liz Thomas as an acting member so that we can take votes?
I'll make a motion.
Great.
Second.
Somebody second. All right. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Liz, you're now acting member of our committee tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, privilege of the floor. And that's usually for the public. Colin, I expect you're here associated with Crown Castle and you'll have a chance to talk, but did you want to say anything else?
No, thanks. I mean, I appreciate you guys spending the time this evening. I know like I'm the only one on the agenda, so thanks for making the time for me.
No, thank you. All right, so we close privilege of the floor. And now we're going to look at the project, the site plan review for Crown Castle for modifying the existing cell tower located at 3250. And I'm going to remind you all where we left off. We had sent on May 24th a request for additional information. If you recall, they had put in a request to make some adjustments to the tower. And so we had a set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 requests, and they have answered each one. And in case the materials are not in front of you, I'm going to read what each request was on our part and what they responded. Okay. And then Colin, does that sound like a good way to handle it, guys? Or would you rather Colin go through it one by one? How do you want to do that?
Either way.
All right, I'll read them and then Colin, you can respond to put in any comments for each one. So at the beginning, the first comment was, please clarify if 9 antennae or 12 are proposed for the co-location. And if you recall, we had a conversation, I think it was 6 versus 9. We weren't clear from the material provided, and they have responded very nicely, by the way. I wish all of our responses were this clear cut in red. We believe we have already clarified that it will be 9 antennas in the plans, the RF certification, structural analysis, revised site plan application, building permit application, SEAF, and agricultural data statement. So that was clarified, and we said that was important. Any other thoughts on that, Colin?
I apologize for the earlier confusion, but it is 9.
Okay. Everybody remember what that conversation was about and why we felt like we needed to know what we were getting into? All right. Point number 2, how long and how often will the on-site generator run? Parentheses, it runs periodically to maintain itself, is what we were told. We were concerned a little bit about what the potential noise was because the neighbors are relatively close. And the response was typically they run on Wednesdays at 1 o'clock, 1300 hours for approximately 15 to 30 minutes. They produce around, the Generac generators produce around 66 decibels standing at 23 feet. A standard distance for measuring generator sound output, which isn't particularly high. That noise level compares to around 68 decibels for air conditioners at 20 feet away and 70 decibels for washing machines at a similar distance. Also, the enclosure package impacts the dB decibels, usually making it lower. Please also see generator spec sheet submitted to the town back on March 17, 2022. And I believe, guys, our rule says 90 decibels is the limit only. I'm not sure what the distance is. Maybe it's 100 feet or something. So this is below what the limit is for us. Any comments or concerns about that? That definitely sounds reasonable, and it's only once a week for about 15 minutes.
No comment.
Okay, great. Number 3, is there a buffer required around the new equipment to account for radiation? What is that buffer? And does the house near the tower fall outside of it? This was just me. I brought up a concern last time, said I know nothing about the topic about radiation. Is it something, again, that we, as given our responsibilities as the planning board, is there something that needs to be of concern? And the response was, the antennae radiation compliance has been accounted for in the RF certification previously submitted. There's no additional buffer needed for the proposed modifications to the existing site. Thank you for that, Colin. Again, nothing that we knew anything about, and it's appreciated.
Yeah, I'll leave that to the engineer. You can.
It's okay to have babies next door. It's okay. What risk, number 4, if any, might exist for that homeowner with the additional capacity, and there is no added risk to the homeowner regarding the proposed modifications to the existing site? And that's what, actually, that's the statement I wanted, that I felt we needed to be able to guarantee the people next door as the planning board approving the project. So I'm very pleased that that's there. The final comment is, please provide a copy of the RF certification, and we believe this was previously submitted, but we will submit it again here in the link. And that is all of the requests. Welcome for joining us, John. We're working through the list of requested information from Crown Castle and describing what each of their responses were, and leaving open for conversation if anybody had any additional concerns or felt like they needed to give us any more information. Anybody? Okay, great. And John, we just read that all out loud, but I presume you probably looked at it yesterday because you're usually on top of this stuff. So John, Zepco is the next thing. You said we have to schedule a public meeting. And that's the next step in the process. It's June 21st would be 2 weeks from today.
Yep, that's right, Rebecca. So procedurally, Ulysses zoning law requires a public hearing for cell phone telecommunications. And so that's the next step in this. And then once you have your public hearing, then you can address seeker and a decision. So
Great. Thanks, John, again, for always for the clarification. So do we have to take a motion to hold a public hearing?
you don't really, yeah, I think you should put a motion forward. You don't need a resolution, but
Great.
you can just.
All right. So
I'll
guys,
make a motion for the
great.
public meeting.
all right,
I'll second.
great. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And so now we are scheduling the public meeting to review this project of the modifications to the cell tower for June 21st. And who takes care, John Zepco, of the responsibilities for advertising to the neighbors, et cetera? How do we get that to whoever normally does that?
So tomorrow morning, I will generate a list and speak to Carissa, and she will send out notices to the neighbors and make advertisement in the newspaper. And there's actually a subdivision application that was submitted, so I'd like to do that on that same meeting if you don't mind. But
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, let me just make a note to myself to follow up tomorrow. Notice to the neighbors and publish the announcement.
I'll take
And-
care of it, Rebecca. I'll
Okay.
take care of it in the morning.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Great. I think that covers everything we were gonna have to take care of tonight. Colin, do you have any more questions or anything for the planning board?
Is it June 21st or 22nd?
Let me look at my calendar.
21st.
21st.
That's
okay,
a
great.
Tuesday.
Great, that's what I thought, at 7.
At
Yep.
7:00, Colin.
And yeah, I just want to thank the board. I know there's a lot of materials here to go through. And thank you for your attention, and thanks to John for helping me through this.
Yeah, well, thanks to John from all
Much
of us.
appreciated.
We all probably couldn't get through anything. So I believe that's the end of our agenda for this evening. Does anybody have anything they want to add to this?
No,
No.
but I'll make a motion to, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, John.
Oh, that's okay. I just wanted to note that I believe that we're gonna have to go back to in-person meetings on the 21st. So I'll circle around with Caitlin on that, but I think we're only allowed to do remote meetings through June 9th.
Okay, great,
So keep
Thank
an
you.
eye out on your inbox, okay?
Yep.
I'll send something out to you.
great. Thanks, John, very much. All right, what's your motion, Mo?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second,
Yeah.
All in favor? First, thanks to John Zepko. We could not have done this without you. John, as always, thank you so much.
No problem.
All right. Bye,
Have a
guys.
good night. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Good
Thank you.
night.
Good night.